Nation, it's your boy Mikey Raider coming to you live. Please let me know in the chat room if you guys can see and hear me. As with all technologies, I don't know what's going on. My screen is very small. I don't know if it's always working. Let me know what you guys are hearing, seeing. If everything looks okay, then we'll move on from there. Right? So far, we got 303 Raider online. We got AJ Raider, Tony Raider, Tupac saying, yep. Just show that on the screen. Super chat is available. If you want to get your questions on there, let's go. What's going on? Let's talk some Raiders. Let's start the day off right. We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers, about Derek Carr. We're going to give some updates on that. Derek Carr update. We got Aaron Rodgers is going to speak. We're going to have a hangout. We're going to look up some latest news. We're going to do a Q&A, and we're going to enjoy ourselves for the next hour and a half or whatever it might be that I'm online. And again, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider donating. Links are below. Helping your boy out. I'm trying to make a living off of this YouTube thing with my multiple channels, my career channel. Link is in below as well for my career channel. I do have some merchandise going on for that channel, soon to be this channel as well. I'm also going to have memberships coming up on this channel as well, as soon as YouTube approves me. I'm waiting on approval, but we'll see. I want to thank my girl Veto, always supporting. Let me see if I can get that on screen. Always supporting me. Appreciate it. Truly do. Like I said, trying to make a living out of a dime and a nickel. We'll get to your guys' comments. I promise we're going to go over a lot of comments very soon. But super chat in the early portions of this video. Make it broad. And I can get that to you on screen, during the show. Super chat. It's all big and yellows, and it makes me look while I'm entertaining. That being said, Unknown Raider guy, Veto, Ronnie G's online. Love you all. Appreciate y'all. And I'm assuming everything looks like it's working. So we'll go from there. All right. Let me see if I can get the latest news going and get that on screen. Because I'm looking at this stuff from you guys as well. Just, peruse the latest news real quickly. Try to see if I can get caught up to date on what I missed on the last couple days while I was resting. Oh, I got to accept or reject cookies. I will never reject cookies. Maybe the computer kind, but the real cookies, I'll always accept them. All right, the Raiders have been at the Pro Bowl just recently. And let's look at the latest news from Raiders.com. Again, their website. Who knows what's really going on from their website? It's all propaganda from Raiders.com. They don't even speak about Derek Carr. They don't do nothing. What they're saying. Raiders give their home crowd a show in the Pro Bowl games. Yeah, we just saw Derek Carr play, and he didn't get the victory because Kirk Cousins had the ball last. So unfortunately, Derek Carr couldn't get the victory. And everybody was complaining that, oh, yeah, Derek Carr threw an interception. Derek Carr threw an interception in the Pro Bowl. All the Derek Carr haters and non-believers is getting ridiculous. Then there's video online on Twitters and everywhere else of Derek Carr and Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs walking off the field. And Josh Jacobs stops to sign autographs for some of the players. Josh Jacobs stops to sign autographs. And then Derek Carr and Devontae Adams just walk past into the tunnel. Like, that's his last time in the stadium at the Pro Bowl. And he just walks off. And then people are like, you see, Josh Jacobs is a man of the people. Josh Jacobs is about his fans. And Derek Carr, he's such a crybaby and a POS. And I had to respond to some of this stuff, man. They're all blaming Derek Carr for not staying and signing autographs. Just walking in the tunnel. Well, first off, let's be honest. Derek Carr doesn't owe anything to the fans in Vegas. And were they fans? A lot of fans are attacking Derek Carr for everything in his life. And that really hurts him. So were the fans that were there at the Pro Bowl, were they Derek Carr fans? We don't know. Derek Carr doesn't owe anything, does not owe a dang thing to the fans to sign autographs there. He doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't want to bump into Mark Davis, Josh McDaniels, and he just wants to move on. Then for people saying, well, he should have, at least, if he says he's for the fans, Derek Carr should at least stayed and sign autographs. I wish I could show you guys the videos, but I'm not really prepared. It'll take a lot of research to go do that stuff. But I promise the videos on Instagram or Twitter where they walk into the tunnel. People are like, yeah, Derek Carr should have stayed and signed autographs for his fans and takes pictures. He doesn't owe anybody anything. Trust me, that was really hard for him to come out there and do all that stuff and get a cheering from the fans when they did introduce him at the Pro Bowl. So then on top of that, what makes me mad really about that post is everybody blames Derek Carr. He should have stayed and signed autographs for the fans. Blah, 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 blah. Davante Adams was right next to him. Davante Adams didn't stay and sign autographs for the fans. Davante and Derek both walked into the tunnel and just moved on. But Josh Jacobs decided to stay and sign autographs. Nobody's blaming Davante. Because all eyes are on Derek Carr. All eyes on me. Live my life as a thug until the day I die. Living like my thug. All eyes on me. That's what everybody's doing. Everybody is watching and critiquing everything Derek Carr does. Sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. All right, let's see if there's any little bit of latest news. The Pro Bowl was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't like the water balloon toss. That was stupid. I didn't enjoy the water balloon toss. That was dumb. Everything else was kind of fun, man. Josh Jacobs only ran the ball a couple of times in the flag football game, but I enjoyed the flag football game, let's be honest. And Patrick Graham, real quickly, let's talk about that. He's the defensive coach that nobody likes. He was the coach of the Senior Bowl for some of the players, the Fresno State quarterback that might come to the Raiders. Who knows? But he was the coach, and their defense played really well. And I made a tweet about it a couple of days ago. Let's see if I can get that on screen. I thought it was pretty funny. I go, man, Raiders defensive coach Patrick Graham looks really good on defense against players on offense at the Senior Bowl that have no practice time and never played together, and against a basic AF offensive scheme and a weak playbook. Those players had no practice time, a basic offensive scheme, and a weak playbook. And, Patrick Graham's defense looked really good in the Senior Bowl. And I'm like, you go, Patrick Graham. Because he does well with weak playbooks, defensive schemes, players that had no practice on offense to beat his defense up. But in the real NFL, the team gives up more than 35 points a game. Pretty hilarious. Hilarious. When I say tank, I mean let Stidham start if they keep him. Yeah, we're gonna be going into those scenarios in a little bit, Frost. Appreciate it. Yeah. Patrick Graham victorious 27-10 at the Senior Bowl. Oh yeah, the little kid reporter. He's a cute little kid. He interviewed Josh Jacobs and he talked about how Josh Jacobs' father was doing health-wise. I saw that video. Very, very fun. So I guess is there any transactions for the Raiders in the last couple days? So everybody thinks I'm not only talking about Derek Carr. Raiders signed offensive lineman Justin Murray to a reserve future contract. The 6'5", 315-pound offensive lineman has appeared in 37 games, career games with 20 starts. All right. Congratulations. Raiders signed defensive lineman Adam Butler. Again, these are all these are like training camp players. We don't really know who they are. Tyler Johnson, yeah, that was a while back. Raiders signed quarterback Chase Garver to the active roster. That was during the time when Derek Carr was benched. What press releases are coming out? Are they talking about it? Boyd Gaming named official and exclusive local casino of the Las Vegas Raiders and Allegiant Stadium. All right, well, they got more dollar bill, y'all. People paying the Raiders to be their sponsors. Yeah, that's why there's so much talk about the NFL being rigged nowadays. Like literally, this year was ridiculous. A lot of eyes are open since COVID and all that other stuff, and we're watching things with a fine-tooth comb and in a conspiracy manner. And this year's NFL, especially in the playoff games as well, a lot of things just don't add up. A lot of people making money off of this, off of that, especially for the Raiders in the second half as well. And just to reiterate the issue with Derek Carr not signing autographs that people are blaming him for, there's one other statement that I wanted to make about that. Again, they're not blaming Davante Adams for walking in the tunnel, but they're blaming Derek Carr. But let's be honest. Derek Carr didn't owe anything to the fans. Then on top of that, are there Derek Carr fans in the stadium? Because we all know that Mark Davis and the security kick out anybody that has a sign or wearing a jersey of Derek Carr. So they maybe even did that in the Pro Bowl. They may have kicked out those fans with a Derek Carr jersey or a sign saying anything against Josh McDaniels or Mark Davis or the Raiders. So were there any Derek Carr fans in the Pro Bowl stadium that weren't kicked out? The damn evil empire of the Raiders is definitely getting big. Valerie, what's up? What'd you say? What's up, Maggie? I like the Billy Butcher look. I don't know who that is, but if I got a Billy the Butcher look, that's pretty cool. Appreciate it. Look, not that I'm going bald, but like my hairline. I sleep on this side of on the bed on my right side, and I've noticed that like my hair is thinning, not thinning, but like my hairline's going back here as opposed to here. Pretty crazy. So maybe in another 10 years it'll be real far back and I may have to go bald. I don't know. Dominique said, I've seen plenty of Carr jerseys. Wow, you went, man. I hope you had a blessed day. I hope you had a good time. And yeah, that's good. I guess they didn't kick people out with Carr jerseys. But that was kind of like a joke, Dominique. But they were kicking out, remember at the last couple games, they were kicking out players that had Derek Carr and fire Josh McDaniels signs and stuff like that. They were kicking out people with stuff like that. So. All right, let's get the latest news back up on screen. We're also going to do a prize picks thing because I'm going to try to pick 6 things to happen gambling-wise for the Super Bowl to make like a lot of money. I'm going to spend like probably $60-something on that to try to gamble to win like probably a couple thousand. So I want you guys to help me out with my picks later in the show. The Boys. Oh, The Boys TV show. Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet. Oh, The Boys. Yeah, that's that good superhero show. That's right. With a guy, he drank milk from the girl. Yeah, I like that show. Billy the Butcher, that's the mean guy, the main mean guy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Thank you. He said, no, I didn't go, brother. I saw it on TV a lot, and I got you. All right, let's get some latest news, see what's going on in Raiderland to talk about it. How do I get this back on screen? There we go. Top stories from the Googles. NFL World gives praise to Raiders facilities at Pro Bowl weekend to the stadium. Las Vegas parts ways with Zach Crockett and other scouts. Okay, that's interesting. Devontae Adams says Aaron Rodgers to the Raiders is a dream scenario. Raiders Josh Jacobs called out for blunt critique of Pro Bowl games. All right, from Fox News. Let's check that story out. What did Josh Jacobs say about the Pro Bowl games? I thought he had a good time. Raiders Josh Jacobs called out for blunt critique of Pro Bowl games. Am I missing something? I hope I can see the thing. I guess I got to allow ads. Oh, I got to turn it off on my ad block plush. Where's my ad block? There it is. Unpause ad block. All right. Will it work now? Damn commercials. Everybody got to sell you something. Just like I am. Sell you on some super chats. I thought I allowed ads. Why is it not showing? Here, let's reload it. I thought I was allowing ads. Do I have two different ad blocks? Forgive me, guys. I thought I was allowing ads. Please stop doing that stuff. The NFL put together a new Pro Bowl format this year, introducing its skills but not everyone appeared to be happy with the change of pace. As the rest of the NFL world gets ready to watch the Chiefs and Eagles, was one person who panned the format, Josh Jacobs said. This shit is great. Audio. How do I turn off the... What's going on? Where's the audio coming from? Where's that audio coming from? There. Sorry, guys. Maybe you guys didn't hear, but I did. All right, what did he say? What did he say? This S is stupid, said Jacobs to The Athletic. The star running back would follow up in a tweet saying, man, send us on a vacation and call it a day. Ooh, that's rough. I don't understand his point here, he tweeted of Jacobs' comments. You earned the right to go there, collect a Pro Bowl check, and also knew what the Pro Bowl turned into. Again, the winning side, AFC or NFC, the winning side got $85,000 or something around that line, and then the other side got 45,000 around that side. So he got 45,000. If it's so stupid, forego the weekend in Vegas. Am I missing something? Was that from Jacobs? Is that what Jacobs said? If it's so stupid, or is that the guy telling Jacobs that in response? Jacobs earned the second Pro Bowl of his career. Yeah. All right. I think that was the guy's response to Josh Jacobs' blunt critique. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's better than the previous Pro Bowls. Like, let's be honest, with the two-hand touch, basically the last couple years, I enjoyed it. The catching competition wasn't the best. Pro Bowl is always going to suck because nobody tries, but I do like watching the skills competition. I enjoyed the flag football. It wasn't the greatest, but it was better than the product they put on the field for a good while. I enjoyed it. Vettel didn't like it. Maybe because I'm home alone and I needed something to do. Again, what did he say? Tony Raider said, damn, I can't type today. You'd think I was drinking moonshine instead of coffee. Yeah, I'm drinking decaf as well. Just made a video on my other channel. Uploaded that. It'll probably air at 10:30. Let's read about Zach Crockett real quick, guys. Former Raider and coach. Zach Crockett, Raiders part with several scouts, including Zach Crockett. The former fullback and two others were let go. With the East Shrine Bowl over and the NFL draft approaching, expect to see a lot of changes within scouting staffs. Are they the scapegoats for Josh McDaniels? In other Raider links, why Jacoby Brissett makes sense for Vegas? Yeah, no, thank you. Aaron Rodgers could impact Josh Jacobs' decision. Yeah, he could, depending on the money and how much we have to pay Josh Jacobs. Another Fresno State quarterback to the Raiders. Yeah, we talked about that for a while. That's the quarterback that was in the Senior Bowl. He might be a nice little second round, project quarterback for the Raiders. And we'll get into more of that in a little bit. I promise. Let's go to Bleacher Report. See what's going on. Raiders part way with several scouts. We just discussed that. Postseason edition. Hababug, the Roman defender. Is it not showing anything? Any tweets? Any Instagram page? Nothing. What is from Mo? Starts with drafting a lot better. This is why I want to see a full day draft class looks like. We had that last year. We had a full Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels draft class last year. Colton Miller, he's in response to Colton Miller and Trent Seeger, the longest tenured players now on the roster. You cannot win with that kind of changeover on your roster. Again, I understand what Mo Moton is saying, but let's be honest. He's like, oh, I want to see a full Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels draft class. We had that from last year. And we keep giving people excuses. Oh, let's give them another 3 years. Man, whatever they did the first year, I ain't happy with it. I ain't happy with it. We explored the rookie quarterback route for the Raiders. All right, you guys check out Mo Moton. I'm not going to play any videos online. I don't want to get copywritten. Boy, this Bleacher Report's got a lot of Mo Moton Instagrams on here. My co-host prefers, he probably works with them. Free agents who could become superstars. We should probably look that up. Maybe we'll do that in another time. Why Jacoby Brissett makes sense for the Raiders. I mean, I kind of want to read that article, but I don't. I'm just going to say it that he doesn't make any sense to me. He is a great player. He is a bridge quarterback if they're looking for one, that could be cheap and if they draft a rookie, he'll be the veteran backup. Him and Stidham, if they're still on the team, then you get a rookie quarterback. I mean, I could see that scenario going for the Raiders. Oh, let's see what Amy Trask wrote. Hey, LA Times Farmer, we're on the road. I was visiting team area press box, saw the mascot on the field and said, why do they have a rat as a mascot? We have a rat as a head coach. Was trying to be mean, thought it was a rat. In terms of the Chiefs, the staff yelled at me. I'm sorry, Kansas City Wolf and hi. Come on. Jets potential offense. Yeah, I don't think Derek Carr makes sense to the Jets. All right, let's just talk on that. We, for right now, since we have it on screen, and it seems to be an issue. Let's just talk about a possible scenario of Derek Carr going to the Jets. Okay. I don't see Derek Carr going to the Jets, and here's why. Yes, they need a quarterback. He would play good there, but I don't think personally Derek Carr could handle, if he couldn't handle the feedback from the press in Vegas. Can you imagine the press in New York, especially for a team that needs a quarterback? Could you imagine how it would get to him? And then the coach is a defensive-minded coach, which might be a good thing for Derek Carr. Maybe Derek Carr could finally run the offense the way he wants to. But I don't think Derek Carr could handle the pressure from Robert Saleh. He's not as bad as McDaniels, and he is a player's coach, but he's a defensive-minded coach. And he might speak in terms of defense to Derek, and I don't know if Derek Carr can handle that type of pressure because it's all of the Josh McDaniels type vein. We all thought Gruden was going to break Derek Carr. That's what the media was reporting when he became the coach for the Raiders again. But Gruden, in his older age, was a much more wiser, prouder coach. That he didn't bring on all the, the verbal f bombs and the hatred toward quarterbacks, where he's always looking for the next best quarterback. So let's be honest. Whoops. So let's be honest. Derek Carr had a better time and a better relationship with John Gruden instead of Josh McDaniels. But Robert Saleh is a little bit in the vein of Josh McDaniels, where they kind of want it their way. Plus, the press in New York would eat Derek Carr alive, especially with all the insecurities that we've been watching. I do not see the Jets as a potential landing spot for Derek Carr. I mean, it's a potential landing spot, but I don't think it would be good for him, is what I'm trying to say. So, you guys let me know your thoughts on that subject. And in a little bit, we'll talk about landing spots for Derek Carr a little bit more on where and why and when for Derek Carr. All right, let's get that off screen. There ain't much Raider news going on except the Derek Carr type stuff, like that we've been talking about. And we'll get into Derek Carr and some scenarios in a couple of minutes. Let me just show you guys my latest tweets. My thing. I said, Raider Nation, if you're general manager and coach, if you are a general manager and coach, pick your quarterback for the 2023 Raiders. We have 130 votes so far. 52% would pick Aaron Rodgers to be their quarterback for the Raiders if they were the general manager and coach. 8% said Jarrett Stidham. 13% said Lamar Jackson. And 26 people have a drafted rookie quarterback as their quarterback so far. These are some very interesting scenarios. And while we have it on screen, let me give you guys my pick and why. And in the comments, I want you to write what yours is as well. Remember, and I hate telling you guys all the time, but Super Chat's available. And please hit that like, that thumbs up, that subscribe button if you're having a good time and you enjoy what we're doing here on the show. All right. So I would pick, if I was the coach and general manager of the Raiders, first off, I wouldn't have got rid of Derek Carr. But that's secondary. We're not going to talk about that. But out of the list of people that I listed on this forum, I would go with the team we have now. I would go with Aaron Rodgers. Albeit looking at it from a future standpoint, for a dynasty and a legacy, I would go with the drafted rookie quarterback, maybe keep Jarrett Stidham on the roster and draft a rookie quarterback. That's if I was the general manager and the coach of the team right now. That is the best strategy. But with everything that's honestly happening right now for the Raiders, knowing that we were a playoff team a year ago with this roster and with Derek Carr, but now he's gone. But knowing what I know now and wanting to get the Raiders fans, since Derek Carr's gone, again, I'm the coach now. So apparently I would have made that Derek Carr decision. So pretend I'm Josh McDaniels. I wouldn't have made that Derek Carr decision. But again, if I'm the coach or the general manager, that decision has been made for me and it's happening, and what I would do in that scenario. So I like the Jarrett Stidham and the rookie quarterback. I think that is a very good plan for many years down the road. But again, right now, from my perspective, Aaron Rodgers is the best option if he's available. We're going to have to give up draft picks. We're going to have to pay a lot of money. The money that we basically released Derek Carr for, $40 million, if not more. Will we have enough money to sign Josh Jacobs? I do not think so. But to bring the fan base back, to go all in, kind of like all of the LA Rams did like for the past 3 years. You go all in, you spend every dime, you give up every draft pick, and you hope to go to the Super Bowl. That's what I think the Raiders need to do and what they are going to do. But again, if I'm the general manager and the coach right now, with everything that's happening, I'm going all in. We got Davante Adams on the roster. I'm pretty sure we'll figure out a way to sign Josh Jacobs if he wants to come back. And we're just going to go all in. We might not have a lot of money to build our defense. I get it. But we're going to go all in on offense. And then I'm going to throw everything to win a Super Bowl at the home stadium in Las Vegas. But if I was taking over the team right now from Josh McDaniels or the general manager or whatever, who let go Derek Carr or whatever, and I personally became the coach, I'd keep Derek Carr on the roster. But knowing that he's honestly gone or salty, the strategy of a rookie quarterback and Jared Stidham on the roster makes a lot of sense to me. But we're going to be losing for a few more years. But we can build on defense through the draft. And I don't know, that's the better scenario. But we are the Raiders. Mark Davis loves to go all in. Not all in, but he loves the high-profile quarterback. But I don't know if Mark Davis has enough money to pay Aaron Rodgers and Josh Jacobs and Davante Adams and Max Crosby. I don't know. I do not know. LOL, that sounds like Mike Ditka giving all draft picks for one player. I don't mean all draft picks. We can give a second round or a first round to Aaron Rodgers and maybe like a fifth round or fourth round, but we have to take on his $60 million contract. And who wants to do that? That's $60 million that he's going to get paid from the Packers. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers would re-sign a deal and make it like 45 for another 2 or 3 years. But who knows? And I don't know how Aaron Rodgers' attitude would mesh with Josh McDaniels. Let's just be honest. James says Raider Nation is not destroyed. He team may become destroyed, but Raider Nation for life. All right. Tony, we need a secondary and defensive line for sure. I agree. Let's read some statements. Mark filled our stadium with Kansas City fans. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts a lot. That hurts a lot. I wrote Peyton Manning said he saved Derek Carr for the final flag football game in the Pro Bowl, as it may be his last game in that stadium. As a Raider man, it sunk in and it made me sad. On to better things for us all. And then I wrote that I hope Derek Carr plays well and has fun. I also did a poll, I think a couple days ago. I got a Chinese balloon video where I talk about it from my perspective. I thought it was a pretty funny video. Can't show any of that. You guys, check out my Twitter for more stuff like that. I hope you guys appreciate my Twitter. I'm trying to make it as good and as big as possible as I can. All right, let's get off. So the Derek Carr update is, long story short, Derek Carr, how do I move the screen? Derek Carr spoke in the media to a lot of people during the Pro Bowl. He had a lot of things to say. Some considered him being salty. Some considered him being self-loathing when he made the comments to Ryan Clark about that's probably why he's going somewhere else, is because he's technically never been that hot in Vegas. We all know what's going down. You guys follow the Raiders like clockwork, so I don't need to update you on that. But Derek Carr, through Twitter and his family members, have also said that he's not going to give up his no trade clause. And they didn't give him permission to seek a trade. So there's a little bit of back and forth BS going on there. And they're all salty at each other. Neither one of them wants to help each and other with the trade or facilitate the trade. And it's a mess. It's a mess, let's be honest with you. But this mess was created by Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, and let's be honest, Mark Davis himself. It's a mess. Whatever way you feel about it, some people, are happy and they like Josh McDaniels. They call it cleaning house and this and that. But and I respect that you believe that. But I just wanted to say, like, if you really look at it from a deeper perspective, everything that happened to Derek Carr, whether deserved or not deserved, Derek Carr had a year contract left. When they gave him the $11 million extension plus the 2 or 3 years extension, with the no trade clause and the February 15th out, that he has to be released or traded according to the contract. But that last year, before he did that, he still had a year left. Okay. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So Josh McDaniels becomes the coach of the Raiders. Derek Carr still has 1 year left on his other contract. Okay? So if Josh McDaniels wanted to test Derek Carr, because he didn't truly know if he would thrive under his system or didn't know if he wanted Derek Carr to be the quarterback moving forward or blah, blah, blah. Why did he give Derek Carr a contract extension? Why? He had Derek Carr for 1 more year to test him out. So everything that transpired this past season could have happened on Derek Carr's last year. And then Derek Carr would have been a free agent as well or whatever because they benched him or, they're going to release him or whatever. Why did Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler give Derek Carr an extension and a new contract if they were testing out Derek Carr and they didn't know if he was the future moving forward? It's a stupid decision, but it proves that they're imbeciles. And it proves that they're technically doing some sabotage or some propaganda or some public things to make people feel good, but they're basically lying behind their backs and behind the scenes. The reason they gave Derek Carr a contract publicly was because they told Derek, we're going to get Davante Adams. We're also going to work on a contract for you. So they went out and gave Max Crosby a contract to look like they're all in. Like to get in the Raider Nation good gracious. Then they went out, traded for Davante Adams. They probably told Davante, yeah, we're going to, right after we sign you, if you come, we're going to give Derek Carr a new contract so he'll be stable. He'll be our quarterback for years moving forward. And then he told Derek Carr that as well. So then Derek Carr calls Davante, yeah, let's do this, brother. They're going to give me a contract. Come to the Raiders. Let's do this. So then Davante Adams comes to the Raiders, signs a contract. Then they start working on the Derek Carr contract that they said that they were going to give him. Because publicly, imagine if they didn't give Derek Carr that contract after they probably told Davante Adams that they would going to make him the stable quarterback. Davante would have been mad. And it would have looked like real sabotage. It's like, you kind of lied to me if they didn't give Derek Carr a contract. That would piss off Davante Adams in day 1 or month 1 if they didn't give Derek Carr a contract. Because they would have lied to him. So they know they had to give Derek Carr a contract. So then they worked in, the 1-year deal where they can get rid of him for $5 million. And, they gave him basically $11 million more, blah, blah, blah. And then Derek Carr got in some, some legal legal words with a no trade clause to make Derek Carr happy, because Derek Carr knew something might be going on behind the scenes. Derek Carr and his agent knew it. So they got the no trade clause in there, which a lot of players have nowadays. And, then Derek Carr got the date of February 15th of him either being traded or released before $40 million become guaranteed. Normal contracts would have that type of a guarantee sometime in late March. But Derek Carr and his agent knew something was up, so they got the no trade clause in there, and they got the release date or the trade date on February 14th before the draft. That way, Derek Carr or somebody, if they're a free agent or trade scenarios, can happen, and he can go to a team. They kind of knew something was on the horizon. But that's why Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler are kind of proving that they lie and they connive behind the scenes. And they make imbecile decisions. Even though they gave Derek Carr a contract, they knew they were going to test him out. They still had him on a one-year deal where they should have kept him on that. But they knew if they didn't give Derek Carr a new contract, they probably weren't going to get Davante Adams. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But that is a little bit of conniving and scheming from Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. So you know the rest. The rest of the season, for some reason, Derek Carr was playing good in the first half. They were scoring points. They had leads going into halftime. And then for some reason, you guys can blame Derek Carr. You can blame Josh McDaniels. But in the second half of a lot of these games, whatever was working in the first half, scoring touchdowns with Derek Carr, wasn't working. The game plan seemed to change. Then everybody started losing. Derek Carr became broken. Davante Adams started speaking about it. Josh Jacobs started speaking about why are they changing stuff in the second half. Then sabotage McDaniels talk started. Derek Carr is the worst quarterback ever started. Everybody became broken. A lot of things happened behind the scenes. And I just want this trade or release or free agency to happen as soon as possible. And that way, the people that support Derek Carr can start supporting him from afar. And we can start talking about the Raiders and hopefully building this team better, if at all possible, under the reign of Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler. I'm not very happy with this regime. Dude, I was really happy when they first came to the team. But now I'm seeing everything, and I'm disgusted. And now I'm even more disgusted at Mark Davis as well. And it really, the past 5 years have been killing me personally to be a Raider fan. I mean, I'm always going to be one. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to curse. I'm going to be critique. But it's really, really, really killing me. The way this team is being run. I got to pick up a video game like where I could become the general manager. Maybe on Madden or something. All right. Let's see some of the comments. Man, I believe Adams and Rodgers were good on Adams leaving so Rodgers could get his money and Adams his money. And it was a plus for Adams to play with Carr. Yeah, it was nice that they at least played together 1 year. They had some good moments and good times. Tony the Raider, yep, that's the New England Patriots way of doing business, I guess. And again, I'm going to tell you guys this a million times, and I've said it already. Why the heck cannot we create a Raider way? Like, why can't we do it? You know? A mix of a little bit of the 70s and 60s and 80s Raiders and today's Raiders and today's philosophy. Why the heck can we not create a Raider way? People are say that's what Josh McDaniels is trying to do. Is he? Is he really? No, he's bringing his knowledge from the Patriots and Bill Belichick, and he's doing all the same things that he did in Denver when he became the head coach, and it ain't working. And that's what Derek Carr was talking about in his press conference. I wish people in that locker room understood what it's like to be a Raider and to love this team. Josh McDaniels is not a Raider. He's trying to be, but he's doing it the Patriot way. You cannot do it that way. Josh McDaniels should have came to this team, went all in with Derek Carr, gave him the benefit of the doubt, created a playbook with Derek Carr. They both had plays in Josh McDaniels' system, and they could work on a playbook together that instead of the Patriot way of doing things with Tom Brady, is now the Raider way of doing things with Josh McDaniels. If you're a good coach, you can do that. Then I would be cool with all the struggles defensively and this way and that way. But he didn't go all in on Derek Carr at all, even from the contract. It was all lies and schemes behind it because they didn't like or trust Derek Carr. Why become the head coach then? It's all about money. Zeke is a little slippery. I agree. So what have been a nicer? A tryout this year? And if you can't perform, contract look like? Let me see if I can understand that and critique it the best. So what would have been a nicer tryout this year? And if you can't perform, contract look like? Kind of don't understand the question. Sorry, I'm just reading it wrong. My brain is not working correctly. Tony, I didn't want the New England Patriots way here in the Raiders organization. I say we go old school Raiders. It was the Raider way before clam chowder. Because it ain't here no more. Go back to Smash Mouth Football from Bentley the Gent. I agree. Hey, everybody. I'm going to try to log on to... I'm going to see if we got any guests that want to be a... Let me look on my Twitter. There might be somebody that wanted to be a guest on today's talk show. So let me look at my DMs and see if anybody hit me up to be a guest for today's show. I don't know how I'm going to get them the link if they did. Yeah, nobody sent me a DM to be on today's show. Hey guys, real quick, what I'm going to try to do for the future, hopefully I get a members only button to join on this channel, but I want to go back to the Raiders Roundtable. You guys remember the Raiders Roundtable? I want to get back to that where we have 2 or 3 people online and we could all talk on screen, ask questions, and interact. And I was going to try to partially do that today, but follow my Twitter. And then when I do that, a Raiders Roundtable coming up probably on Friday or Saturday nights during the off season. For members only, when I do have the members only, or for now, just go on Twitter. I'm going to send out a tweet where I'm going to say, DM me if you're following me, if you want to be on the Raiders Roundtable. Sometimes the warning might only be 30 minutes before I go live for that night because I'm all over the place. But if you follow me on Twitter or you become a member when they are available, you'll get the notification. Or if I'm live, you can look on the members only page and get the link to join the live stream in the future. So I'm going to hopefully have that going very, very soon. I did it for today. If you want to DM me on Twitter right now and say, hey, I want to go live with you, I may be live another hour. If you guys maybe want to come on, hopefully I can figure out a way to get you the link. I'd have to log into Twitter, but we'll figure that out. All right. That's what I'm trying to do. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers coming to the Raiders, the rumors. We already went over the latest news. Then I'm going to do some Super Bowl predictions while I want you guys to help me with a prize pool or a Prize Picks gambling scenario to win some money because I need some money. I need to pay some rent. All right. That being said, let's read some comments, and then we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers in a second. It's a regular. What's up, Mikey? First time catching a live. Thank you very much. What's up, Wild Turkey? What does it say? We need Chef Ramsay to talk to Mark Davis because that place is a nightmare. What was that show? Nightmare Kitchens? That's a funny show. I watch Hell's Kitchen all the time. What's up, Critique? Raider Critique's like, Mikey, yeah, Raider Critique's a video maker. He made a Derek Carr video about all the drama and the controversy between Raider Nation and Derek Carr. It's crazy. He made a great Raiders Roundtable type video. And I noticed you have the name Raider Central as your channel. I mean, that's okay. I don't mind. But I noticed it said at Raider Central with an S. So it's all good. Hey, man, whatever gets viewers to the channel, right? Love you, Critique. James Critique. What's up? Critique's awesome, man. Supporting forever. Love the guy. I love everybody. Oh, I was going to try to do a Mondays with Mikey and Murph yesterday. But man, I have some health issues, guys, and then I'm on some new medication. And boy, it's been really affecting me. Trying to learn how to use it correctly. Not take it all at once. Thanks to Veto. It's helped me out. But like, boy, I have to rest sometimes a lot. I get really, really sick and I just do not feel good and I have to lie down. So thank God for blessings like today where I woke up around 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm feeling good enough to do a video. So I appreciate it all. I appreciate it. Watch Raider. Love this guy. He's a video maker too. Check him out. Love him. He's a classic OG Raiders Roundtable viewer. We got to get him on a roundtable coming up. If Devontae Adams wants Aaron Rodgers, he will be a huge influence on getting him. You're dang right. And I'm not trying to be rude, guys, but watch Raider. He's a black dude, right? I love him. But, hey, Mike, where's this going? Somebody gave me a picture of how I would look as a black person or as a black man. So let me see if I can get that picture on screen. Oh, can I? It says video file. Maybe I have to bring it up on screen. Let me see if I can do that. Somebody sent me this picture of me as a black person. Hold on. Okay, let me see if I can get this on screen. Sorry, guys. A little bit of a hassle for me. Window. Here it is. Seriously. That's me. That's an actual picture of me, like a headshot from acting from about, maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And somebody made me as a black person. That's crazy. I look good. I definitely want to be black now. I look good. I look good both ways. But let's be honest, I look good. Ladies are going to love me. Plus, I get that BBC. Ooh. Sorry, guys. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I get that BBC. Looks like a Raider defensive tackle or O-lineman. I like his name, Butt Crack Trucker. I should find the original picture of that, but I promise you it's one of my headshots. I'm like in front of a bicycle wearing a black shirt, and that's a picture of me as a black man. It's hilarious. What did Watch Raider say? You kind of look like Michael Orr from the Ravens. Isn't that the guy from The Blind Side? Michael Orr? Maybe that's who it was. Maybe that's who it was. Dirty 30 said, I got that WBC. Yeah. I wish I had a WBC or a BBC. I just wish it was B. All right, let's move on. Oh, Mikey. You're racist. You said the word black. You're racist. Relax, woke America. Relax. Not really to get into the topic of racism or anything, but because I watch the news and the political commentary and all that other stuff, and LeBron James. This is going off topic, guys, but LeBron James is ridiculously political, and he posts a lot of things on Twitter, and it's just cringe. But it's Black History Month, right? He posted something for Black History Month, and I don't know why I'm getting into this. Maybe because it's Black History Month, but he posted a video of Morgan Freeman talking about Black History Month on a TV show called 60 Minutes. I would get the video and pull it up, but again, I'm worried about copyright so much on YouTube. But he posted a video clip from Morgan Freeman talking about Black History Month and racism in America. But then immediately, like maybe 4 hours, 3 hours later, he deleted the tweet of the clip of Morgan Freeman talking about it. Why would LeBron James delete it? So there's a lot of news articles and people critiquing it and showing what he deleted, showing the video clip. And I'll just paraphrase it here. But like Morgan Freeman, in that statement, he was asked about racism and Black History Month, as Morgan Freeman speaks out that he does not like Black History Month. And so the reporter on 60 Minutes asked him why. Why don't you like it? And he goes, I just don't like it. It's ridiculous, or it's stupid. And the reporter asked why. And then he goes, well, you're going to relegate our history to a month. It was kind of a funny statement. Then, the other guy goes, well, he goes, yeah, only to a month. And then Morgan Freeman somewhere in there said, do they have White History Month? And the reporter's like, no. And he goes, I'm Jewish. He goes, all right then. Do they have Jewish History Month? And the reporter's like, no. Then he goes, well, why not? Morgan Freeman tells him, why not? Wouldn't you like it? The reporter says, no, we don't want it. And then Morgan Freeman says, well, neither do we, or neither do I. He goes, because Black history is American history. And I loved that statement. I loved it. Then I think the reporter went on to say, well, they need a Black History Month so people can talk about racism in order to try to end it. Or like, how would you end it if there wasn't a Black History Month? Then Morgan Freeman responds and he says, stop talking about it. Stop talking about racism in the media everywhere. He didn't say it like that, but he said, stop talking about it. He goes, I'm going to stop calling you a Jewish man, or I'm going to stop calling you a white person. And then hopefully you're going to stop calling me a black person. You're just going to say, instead of, black actor Morgan Freeman, you say actor Morgan Freeman. Stop talking about it. I 1000% agree. We are brainwashed in society through the media to continuously divide by race. It won't solve racism. You can't really get rid of it, but it will at least be publicly internalized more for other people instead of publicly denounced every time they mention a human being. Like, I shouldn't have said Watch Raider is a black, creator or Raider fan. But I did that for the picture of me as a black person. But we should just say Watch Raider, Like, we got to stop talking about it. We just got to stop talking about it. And I hope everybody can do their best moving forward. But we ain't going to change it until the media stops doing it, until they stop posting videos where they divide everything, black versus white and blah, 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 blah. So there's your Black History Month update from a white guy. And there, I just did exactly what we're not supposed to do. All right, let's move back on to the Raiders. Yeah, a lot of interesting statements. Again, let's not talk about it moving forward. All right, let's go. Let's talk about some Aaron Rodgers updates and rumors. All right, a lot of Raider Nation want Aaron Rodgers to come to the team. Is it a real possibility? Is it not? I don't know. I would like him to. I would choose him if I had the chance. But, like, is it good for the Raiders franchise? Again, with the values, the money moving forward, I don't know. A lot of things going on. I do know this, though. And if Aaron Rodgers becomes a part of the Raiders, and first off, we'll start here. I honestly, within my heart, do not think that Aaron Rodgers will be a Raider. But if Mark Davis wants him to be, and if Josh McDaniels needs to bring the fan base back to sell tickets to the stadium, to bring back the people that were mad about Derek Carr, they need to get Aaron Rodgers back to make money, to please some fans, to bring butts back into the seats, and to make people not so salty on Josh McDaniels anymore. Even though people are glad Derek Carr's gone, a lot of them are glad Derek Carr's gone, but they still are not liking Josh McDaniels. So, if Mark Davis wants it, it'll happen. Does Mark Davis have all the money? I don't think so. Will it affect Josh Jacobs in a contract? It probably will. Mark Davis doesn't have a lot of money. Even though the salary cap went up like to $225 million this year, Aaron Rodgers might equate for 50, if not more. He has a $60 million deal with the Packers. Then we would have to give up draft picks to the Packers, or we'd have to give up players. And there's rumors like Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow being on the trade block as well, possibly to get Aaron Rodgers. Darren Waller was in a trade for Davante Adams a couple of years back when they tried to get Davante Adams, but it didn't work out and it didn't go on, and then they gave up draft capital to get Davante Adams. But Darren Waller was a part of that trade. And Aaron Rodgers publicly has spoken that if he is traded or goes to a team, there's a couple of players that are invaluable that he will not want to part ways with. You know, that he would like to play on a team with them. And I believe one of them is his wide receiver. I don't know why the name is skipping me. But like his best friend, his buddy, the wide receiver, forgive me. And then Mercedes Lewis, the tight end that blocks for Aaron Rodgers, understands Aaron Rodgers, and he's been in a tight end in the league, Mercedes Lewis, for many years. Then I think there was an offensive lineman he would like to come, like it might be Bakhtiari or somebody like that. Okay, Julio, thank you, brother. Randall Cobb is his friend, and he mentioned those 2 or 3 players that he would like to come to the team with. So there's a possibility that if they brought over Mercedes Lewis or the offensive lineman or Randall Cobb, that we'd have to give up Darren Waller and maybe a Hunter Renfrow in the trade deal instead of draft picks, or on top of draft picks, plus the money that Aaron Rodgers would want. It's a high price to pay. I don't know if Mark Davis can handle all of that stuff. I mean, Mark Davis clearly doesn't care about the team on the field, and through drafts, he wants the star player, to bring butts into the seats, to sell tickets. And after what happened last year with Mark Davis, the fans of other teams coming, he wants to bring Raider fans back to the stadium, beyond the Derek Carr debacle. How's he going to do that? Aaron Rodgers. And if they don't bring back Aaron Rodgers and they draft a player or they get another quarterback, will Davante Adams be mad? Davante Adams is publicly recruiting Aaron Rodgers in all formats. He's trolling as well, but he's doing some fun things to get Aaron Rodgers to be a part of this team. Because Davante Adams called Derek Carr the baby A-Rod. But again, we all know how that's playing out. So why not get Aaron Rodgers back to this team and try to get a championship here with the Raiders, which was Davante Adams' favorite team growing up. So there's a lot of things that have to transpire. It'll cost a lot of things and money and draft picks to Josh McDaniels and or Mark Davis. We're probably going to lose some players if we bring Aaron Rodgers, but the fan base will be excited for that, and we'll go from there. So that's the Aaron Rodgers update and rumors. He's still under contract for the Packers. There's rumors that Jordan Love wants to be traded if Aaron Rodgers comes back. I don't know. But we're going to find out a few more things in the coming days, especially around Super Bowl time or right after with the Derek Carr contract situation on February 15th. So again, stay tuned to this channel. I'll try to make some videos. I might have to go live on my phone because I can't always turn on the computer and get all this going because of my health and whatever. My computer doesn't work sometimes. But yeah, there's your Aaron Rodgers updates and rumors. He won a golf tournament, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. A lot of Raider fans were recruiting him there as well. There's a lot of videos online where he spoke about the talk and they're walking and talking about joining the Raiders. And I think it's a real possibility. I don't truly know if they are talking, if they are. The rumors are the Packers are making or acquisitions or trade talks with somebody with Aaron Rodgers. He admitted that on the Pat McAfee show. But from Aaron Rodgers' perspective, would he want to go to Las Vegas Raiders? Yeah, it'd be good for him. Again, if he gets everything he wants, the money, the this, the that, the trade bait, plays with Davante Adams, he's going to Sin City. Aaron Rodgers is a unique personality. Got at least 2 or 3 years left. Try to win a Super Bowl, new team, get away from the Packers, the cold. He could play golf, go to California, start that type of his life, in Las Vegas. I could see it happening. I could see him wanting it if it happened. I could really, really see that happening because that's what Tom Brady wanted. So Aaron Rodgers wants that. Plus, Aaron Rodgers likes dating movie stars and popular people and doing ayahuasca and in the mountains. So we got the Nevada mountains. You can go to all those mining towns, all those little hidden cities where they mine for silver up there in Nevada. You can have yourself a good time, Aaron Rodgers. So it's a good possibility that this might happen. That's why all the reporters are talking about it. This and that. But again, a lot would have to be given up that might hurt the Raiders in the future. And it would be going all in a scenario to get Aaron Rodgers. We would have to go all in, whether it be with draft picks, with money, and trading players. That might hinder the offense even more, and it might not be able to build the defense correctly moving forward. Our offensive line apparently was top 10. Whatever. I don't know how or why. But, yeah, interesting. So I'm going to be honest with you, man. This is a 50-50 possibility right now in my opinions. You guys let me know what you think the possibilities of this going on are from your perspective. All right, let me change the banner. Oh, my goodness. How do I do this? Okay. Let's talk about Josh Jacobs, guys, for a little bit. Let's get some updates on Josh Jacobs, the rumors, what's going on with Josh Jacobs. All right. This was Josh Jacobs last year under his rookie contract. And apparently, in the media, he had his best year. All players have their best year in their final year of their contract before possible free agency. Let's be honest with you. It's like baseball players. In fantasy football, I wanted to get him on almost every team I had this year, going into this year. I had a feeling that he would ball out in his final year under contract, because a lot of players do that because they're trying to get that cheddar. They know that if they have their best year, they're going to earn so much money with a new contract the following season. And Josh Jacobs has always been the man, but I specifically think he went out and he did that as well for this season to try to get that cheddar. Even though publicly he says, I don't need money and blah, 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 blah. I mean, he doesn't need money, but he wants it. But he went out to do that. So he made it happen. And even Josh McDaniels wasn't clear on Josh Jacobs, hence why he brought in all the Patriot running backs and stuff like that. And then he tested Josh Jacobs out in the the Hall of Fame game where he could have got injured. Again, he was testing Josh Jacobs as well. So you would think if he was testing Derek Carr and he was testing Josh Jacobs, that he would give Josh Jacobs a contract. But running backs are a different breed than quarterbacks in the NFL. You can kind of find running backs in the draft and they play, just as good as some other starting running backs on their 6th or 7th year. But again, who can play as good as Josh Jacobs did? I don't know. Will he play that good again this year? I don't know. I believe he will, or he'll try his best, but he's not going to possibly have a better year than he did last year. Hopefully he has one comparable, but he's still an amazing running back. But Josh McDaniels knew that. That's why he also drafted 2 running backs, because he understood the contract situation with Josh Jacobs, and he was testing Josh Jacobs, and he wanted to move on from Josh Jacobs if it didn't work out, just like the Derek Carr situation. But Josh Jacobs made it impossible for Josh McDaniels to play or to bench him or whatever, because he was playing too great. Now, there are options for Josh Jacobs. And he spoke publicly that the Raiders have not disrespected him just yet with an offer or a contract. They haven't disrespected him yet. So, that means he expects to be disrespected with a contract offer. Meaning money-wise. How much will he covet? He expects it. That's why he's publicly shaming them before they even do it. So that way the initial offer, if they haven't already given him one yet, if they give it to him and he denies it and it gets out publicly, they'll be like, well, the Raiders disrespected him. So he's kind of shaming them to let them know, if you guys put out an offer that I don't like, he's like getting ahead of it. It's funny. He also wrote in a post, he wrote, it's got to make sense for me. It's got to make sense for me. Maybe long-term. No players want long-term deals anymore. They want like 2 or 3 years. The truth is most players want guaranteed money. That's what they want nowadays. Guaranteed money. The minute you sign your name on the dotted line, they want, if their contract's $50 million, they want like $40 million guaranteed right away. 35 at the least. Something like that. They almost want their entire contract guaranteed, thanks to the Deshaun Watsons of the world and whoever, Patrick Mahomes with the guaranteed money and blah, blah, blah. So that's what Josh Jacobs wants. If he's going to become a Raider or any other team, he wants that guaranteed money. I don't know how much it will be. I don't know how much it is. But the Raiders can franchise tag Josh Jacobs. Franchise tag is because it's like an option because he was a first-round draft pick for the Raiders, and he'll get top 3 running back money. Whatever the top 3 running backs get for that year. So if the Raiders franchise tag him, he'll get like between 10 and $15 million or whatever the top 3 money is for that year as a franchise tag. Again, he can hold out he doesn't want to play under the franchise tag. They can franchise tag him until they get him a contract that he likes. But again, if they don't, and Josh McDaniels likes to test people even more and get them on a cheaper value or release them, or the Patriot way, as you call it, franchise tag is an option for Josh Jacobs. Franchise tag, again, Watch Raiders spoke very, very clearly of it. He said, yeah, franchise tag does not allow guaranteed money. Correct. They get paid weekly and that's it. So Josh Jacobs probably doesn't want to be franchise tagged. And he could hold out. But they might put the franchise tag on him while they're working on a contract. I don't know the final date when he becomes a free agent or they have to franchise tag him. It's probably in March or April, the first day of the year, whenever that truly is. Even though that's truly February 15th. I think the first day of the new season or contract is like March. I don't know. But they could franchise tag him, and he might not want to play on the franchise tag. Then he sits out, or he talks crap in the media, gets traded, whatever, with the franchise tag. I don't know if they can trade him with the franchise tag if he didn't sign it. Pretty interesting. I got to look into that. But there's a lot of scenarios for Josh Jacobs. And then again, if they sign Aaron Rodgers or if they go out to get Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure Josh Jacobs would want to play with him, be a match made in heaven as well. Aaron Rodgers would probably have to give up some money. Josh Jacobs would probably want to get some money. A lot to go up. But long story short, do I see Josh Jacobs signing with the Raiders and them giving him a deal that's not disrespectful? I don't know what's disrespectful to Josh Jacobs, but I do see them probably offering Josh Jacobs. It sounds really dumb. They're probably offering him a 2-year deal at most because Josh Jacobs likes to test players. And they're probably offering him like 2 years, $24 million, like 12 or 14 guaranteed or something like that. And maybe that's why Josh said, it got to make sense for me. And then he wrote, they haven't disrespected me just yet because let's be honest, 10, 11, $12 million a year is still top tier running back money that is not considered disrespect. So that's why he said they haven't disrespected me just yet, which it's a nice offer, 2 years or whatever. But he probably wants 3 years, probably 40 million, something like that, 30 guaranteed. So. But that's all speculation and hearsay. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. Do I see Josh Jacobs returning with the Raiders? I do. Whatever scenario happens with Aaron Rodgers or other quarterbacks, I think he'll come back to the team. I think McDaniels wants him. He might get rid of the Patriot running backs in the future, but he'll have the rookie Zamir White, the other rookies, and Josh Jacobs on the roster. And I think they'll come back. I think it'll work out. But there is going to be some drama surrounding this situation with franchise tags and stuff like that coming up. Yeah, hit that like button for my boy Critique. Julio, what's up? I hope they don't franchise him. McDaniel doesn't need more drama. Trade Renfro, sign Josh. Yeah, why would you say trade Renfro? You want Renfro traded? I don't want Renfro traded. I do wish he would build up his body more. He's starting to become a little bit injury prone. He's not the biggest guy. I wish he was more like Julian Edelman, or he could figure that out. He is a great player, but he needs to bulk up a little bit, in my mind, for today's NFL. And a little bit harder, and it's easy for me to say, but a little bit of a better toughness. Like we all wish Derek Carr had a little bit of that little more mojo or whatever. And I believe the same thing goes for Hunter Renfro. He's a beast. Don't get me wrong. I love the guy. We need a little bit more. Like, sub, hit the bell, baby. Raider dog. Stidham is not the future. I agree. I agree. But if you want to give him a shot and draft a rookie quarterback, I'm in. I'm in. I like that strategy. Stidham could be a bridge quarterback. They could test him out an entire season with a rookie quarterback. I'm in. Get it? But let's be honest. I wish Josh McDaniels would get, like, if there was any available, like an athletic quarterback a la Patrick Mahomes, and or even a poor man's, Josh Allen or whoever. If there's quarterbacks available like that, I wish that they would draft a quarterback like that, to be quite honest with you. I really, really do. Um, I really do. But I don't think a quarterback like that will fit under Josh McDaniels' schemes. Even though he had Cam Newton, he didn't do anything with his legs. Mac Jones can run a little bit. Jarrett Stidham can run a little bit. But let's be honest, Josh McDaniels he wants the next Tom Brady. He ain't going to find it. But he wants that type of a quarterback. That's why he, in his mind, stuck with Derek Carr for a year. I'll stick with Derek Carr for a year, see if we can pull out a couple of Tom Brady aspects out of him and blah, blah, blah with accuracy and this and that. I don't see Josh McDaniels drafting a mobile quarterback. He wants a triple threat. He wants an accuracy quarterback, a tough in the pocket quarterback, and one that can run if need be and does have the ability to get out of the pocket. Some of these athletic quarterbacks, they tend to only run out of the pocket, but they throw good on the run. They're better out of the pocket than they are in the pocket. And again, there's outliers like Mahomes, Josh Allen, maybe Lamar Jackson. You could put him in that category. So, a lot of stuff like that going on. I would like Lamar Jackson, if he goes to another team, to come to the Raiders. But again, Lamar is what he is, and we've seen what he is. He's a good quarterback. He gets tired. He's constantly being pressured. He still makes plays, but he doesn't really target his wide receivers, or they haven't had the best wide receivers. Whatever the problem is, Lamar Jackson needs to be a little bit better. And that would be the same story as we all wanted for Derek Carr. Oh, he needs to be a little bit better. He needs to make better plays at certain moments and this and that. That's the same thing with Lamar. He's definitely better than Derek Carr in many skill sets. And it'd be interesting for Josh McDaniels to create a scheme for a player like that. But we all know if he didn't want to create one for Derek Carr, and Cam Newton struggled when he came in, they didn't change the scheme for Cam Newton, really. They played more RPOs, but they didn't really change the scheme for Cam Newton, and he struggled. Josh McDaniels ain't going to change the scheme for anybody. So I don't see him drafting an athletic quarterback. He might in the second or third round to have him as depth for the future, but he wants a Tom Brady-esque in the pocket quarterback. And if he were to draft that, he would go with one of those in the draft as opposed to a purely athletic quarterback that can really basically throw on the run more so than in the pocket. A lot to be desired. All right. That's pretty much it for my Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler update, if you will, on who they might draft. We'll get into more draft talk as the days come along. On more round tables and blah, 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 blah. So let me quickly, let's look at some of your guys' your comments. Let's ask some questions right now. Then I'll give you some Super Bowl predictions. Then we're going to go into a prize picks where I'm going to gamble and try to pick 6 things to happen in the Super Bowl to win a bunch of money. And I need your guys' help to make those picks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show for what it's worth. And let's get into it. Looks like Mahomes is going to beat Brady's record. I haven't looked into that, but you may be right. Mahomes is doing really, really well in his first 5 years or whatever it's been. We can get, I think his name is Hayden Hooker, by the second round, let him sit behind Rodgers, or sit him for a year and draft defense. He may have that injury, but science has come a long way. It's not a career ender. Good point. He hurt his ACL, didn't he? Cam Newton did good until he got hurt. Did he? Did he? He played okay, but he didn't do really, really good. I'm just saying that from my memory. It's going to be the same Esh next year. Watch a bunch of BS. We picked up the wrong GM and head coach. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick while you're on screen. Sick, wild. No, sick, wild. Wait, sick with it. Aaron Rodgers is publicly rooting for Rich Bisaccia, our interim coach from last year that helped lead the Raiders alongside Derek Carr to the playoffs. Rich Bisaccia. Everybody liked him. He never was a head coach in the league. He got his shot. And again, with him and Derek Carr and their pride, their poise, their veteran leadership, all of them, we got to the playoffs and almost won the game, or at least tied it up in the end. But Rich Bisaccia interviewed to be the Raiders head coach right after and wasn't maintained. Mark Davis went after the prize pick in Josh McDaniels, the star coach, just like he did with Gruden, and they didn't re-sign Rich Bisaccia. Rich Bisaccia went back to the Patriots as a special teams coordinator, and he took along, I forget the guy's name, one of the Raiders' defensive players, one of the safeties. It's not Trayvon Mullen. But he had a great special teams last year. Then the Raider player that went to the Packers on special teams was a standout. He had a couple kickoff returns for touchdowns, or at least 60, 70 yards, whatever it was, and he had a fantastic year. And now Aaron Rodgers is publicly telling teams like the Colts and other teams that are interviewing Rich Bisaccia for the head coaching job, Aaron Rodgers is publicly saying he's one of the best men you'll ever meet. He deserves a shot, and the players and everybody loves him, and they'll fight for him. Now that Aaron Rodgers is publicly speaking on that, that now lets us know that Mark Davis made a horrible decision. He should have let Rich Bisaccia take over the reins, at least for that year or for this past year, with Derek Carr, and let him be the coach for 1 year. But he had the opportunity to get McDaniels. He went out and did it. But Aaron Rodgers is publicly telling everybody that you can win with Rich Bisaccia. And that hurts me to think about it. That really hurts me. I don't like the Raiders' defensive coordinator or scheme. That bend don't break defense sucks. Correct. He interviewed for the Colts. Yep. I don't think he got hired just yet. But Aaron Rodgers is publicly speaking for him. Or you can keep the pick and draft 2 players in the second. There it is. Thank you, critique. Keyshawn Nixon played very, very well for the Packers in special teams after he left the Raiders with Rich Bisaccia. A lot of players that left the Raiders were on playoff teams. Makes you think. Makes you think. Greg Lear, I wanted Coach Richie B. So did I, man. So did I. But I ain't going to lie. I was excited to hear Josh McDaniels coming to the team. I was overwhelmed by all the winning, the Tom Brady, the Patriot way. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I was excited until I saw him. And then I started watching the stories of what he did in Denver and then what he was doing publicly to the Raiders. It all made sense. And I was like, oh my God, like this guy is sabotaging or he's making ridiculous decisions. What the heck are we watching? Sometimes your eyes are blinded and then you open them up and you become awake. Watch Carr's going to ball out somewhere else. Sad but true. Then everyone else We'll see who the real mesh was. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, people. McDoofy. Yeah. Again, we're gonna have a lot of comments. F Derek Carr, blah blah. Relax. Relax. It's over and done with. I'm still a fan of Derek Carr. I wish him the best. Oh, there's another good one that went on to teams. Wanted Doug Peterson. There you go. Another good opportunity. Boy, they look good. The Jaguars at the end of the season, they look really good. Mark broke the chemistry. That's exactly what happened. Everything was revealed. The minute you put evil into a locker room, all the evil people come out. The minute you put evil into a locker room, the true evil people come out and expose themselves. And only the righteous of heart can see the evil people. That's my opinion. Carr shucked in the Pro Bowl. Not really. No, he didn't. Maybe in the flag football game, it wasn't, what everybody wanted. Because he's coming off of the skills competition in which he did tear it up and he won it. He won it for the AFC. The flag football game wasn't the best, but, and it didn't look good when they did give pressure on Derek Carr in the flag football game, and then he threw an interception. That just gave the people that critique Derek Carr for not dealing with pressure. Then on top of that, it's in a flag football game. It just didn't make it look good for Derek Carr. Then he threw an interception. Then people are like, there it is. That's the Derek Carr. So I got to admit that did not make Derek Carr look any better. I got to admit that. There was even a point where Derek Carr said, hey, block him. But you can't block in the flag football game. You can't block in it. But let's be honest, Derek Carr had some injury concerns, and I mean, let's be honest, he doesn't deal with pressure the best. I'll admit that. And then people are like, well, he had a top 10 offensive line, so he should have had a better year this year than 14 interceptions. Guys, there's a lot that goes into play for Derek Carr to have those 14 interceptions. Dak Prescott threw more. Relax. But long story short, Josh McDaniels' scheme, players ran the wrong route. Derek Carr didn't do the play correctly. A lot of variables had to have happened. Plus, let's be honest, with everything that was going on, whatever be in Derek Carr's mind and Josh McDaniels or whatever, they did not like each other. They were not all in on each other, either one. So during the game, Derek Carr might have not liked some of the plays. Josh McDaniel was giving Derek Carr plays that might not work correctly with Derek Carr. It's just a bad year, guys. Just a bad year. But he still made the Pro Bowl, and I know he was probably 10th on the list. But still, man, I was really proud of Derek Carr for making the Pro Bowl, at least, to get a send-off in Vegas Stadium. Henry, he's never been the same since he broke his leg. I mean, yeah. If you want to pinpoint one event that probably did him in, you could say that. But he had like 5,000 yards, 4,800 yards, maybe only 20, 25 touchdowns, maybe 7, 8 interceptions every year after that. But he also broke his back. He also dislocated his hip. Remember, he played 10 days later with a hip flexure. I mean, there are some serious injuries there, but we don't think they're that serious because he came back and played so quickly. So, he doesn't want to get injured again. His body's not getting better. So there's a lot of variables, man. Carr couldn't do what he does on his worst day and your best day. Good job. Kill Janus. What's up, brother? Hi guys, I might as well embrace the fact that I'm just going to continue to be a grumpy Raider fan. I should change my name to that. Right, kill Jadis, the grumpy Raider. That's awesome, man. How you been, brother? Devontae and Josh Jacobs had a lot to do with the O-line rankings. Yeah, I don't know how they rank the O-line. Is it based off of rushing or catches or whatever? But you're right. You're right. What did Clifton write? Oh, yeah, he wrote facts, Clifton. All right, guys, let's go over the Super Bowl. Let's do some Super Bowl predictions. Let's have a little bit of fun with that, guys. Do some Super Bowl predictions. Because I love football regardless. I wish the Raiders were in it, but let's do some Super Bowl predictions. And let's talk some storylines. All right. We all know the Eagles are facing the Chefs. Eagles, Jason, the Kelsey brothers are playing for the first time against each other. We got two black quarterbacks playing against each other. That's the NFL storyline. The Kelsey's mother is doing all the press conferences. She's baking cookie for the Kelsey brothers live on stage. It's kind of a fun time. I love all that stuff, man. It's in Arizona this year, and I just love football, y'all. I wish I had better health to go to games, and I just quickly want to respond. Somebody wrote in a comment or a video that I got in beef with Raider fans on YouTube, and the beef got so bad that I was afraid to get beat up to go out of my house to go to football games. You're full of crap. That's not the truth. I had beef. People were threatening to F me up, blah, blah, blah. Everybody gets those threats. But it didn't keep me from going to any Raider events, or it didn't keep me from going to Raider games because I was afraid. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the travel. And I didn't have the health. And then they moved. And then all of those things combined why I haven't been to a Raider game in many years and stuff like that. It's not because I'm afraid of the people that don't like me or talk shit. I mean, I'm always afraid. I don't want to get beat up, but that does not keep me away from a Raider game. It's ridiculous. Maybe I can get some money. You beat me up in the parking lot, I'll sue the Raiders like they shoot me. All right, let's get to some Super Bowl predictions. The storylines, and then so Andy Reid is facing his former team, and some of his players that he drafted in his final year are still on the team. So Andy Reid is a quality coach. I mean, that dude is amazing. There's a lot of rumors and theories, whether you believe in conspiracies or this or that he sacrificed his children because a couple of his kids died or stuff like that. One of them themselves, and another's going to jail, and I think another one passed away as well. But they're saying like he sacrificed his children, to become a Super Bowl winning head coach after he left the Eagles or during that time or whatever. Again, if Satanism and all that other stuff or Illuminati, whatever, it's all interesting. We had the Grammys the other night, and that was a satanic ritual show. Just like the Super Bowl halftime will be with Rihanna. Every Super Bowl halftime is a ritual of some sorts to build the energy for evil, for Satanism, or whatever. It's always a ritual somehow. There's always symbolism and images that are just like in the Olympics, I think 4 years before COVID, they predicted COVID in the Olympics. There was like little kids on a hospital bed, and then they had these big like alien ghost or something like that, and the kids got in the bed, and they put masks on the kids while they were. My screen went off, so I hope I didn't go off screen. But yeah, so they predicted that at like a halftime or opening ceremony for the Olympics. So a lot of the Super Bowl, a lot of the Super Bowl, halftime shows are ritualistic and stuff like that. Again, whether you guys believe in it or not, it's up to you. But yeah, they predicted the Koof in one of the Olympic ceremonies back in the days, or they predicted another one that might happen in the future. Pretty crazy. So yeah, so my Super Bowl predictions again. I like the teams. And if I had to predict between the Eagles or the Chiefs, I'm going to say the Eagles win it. The Chiefs are struggling on offense. I think some of their players are injured. I know they'll play. Patrick Mahomes, he's struggling with a little bit of an ankle injury, high ankle sprain, but he's been able to get it done. And again, that's what pisses me off sometimes. And real quickly about Josh McDaniels. Darren Waller said he was ready to play on a Thursday night football game, and he was available and willing to play. And they were still watching and testing Derek Carr, and then he didn't even let Darren Waller or Hunter Renfrow play in that game. He held them out. Why? To sabotage Derek Carr even more? Like, if Darren Waller's available, let him play. Give Derek Carr more weapons. But so they're struggling with some injuries, but I don't know, man. It just feels like the Eagles' year. This is the year of the tiger in terms of the Lunar New Year for the Chinese culture with the spy balloons or whatever. So I thought the Bengals would go to the Super Bowl. Somebody wrote, "Did I see the score leak?" Really? There's a leak of the score? Tell me what it was. Tony the Raiders has got my back. I'm 6'3", 265 and a black belt. I got your back. Nobody will touch you. Appreciate it. I think the Eagles are going to win. I really do. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll come down to the end. I just think this is the Chiefs have already won. Yeah, I'm going to predict the Eagles to win. I think it's going to be lower scoring than people think. I think the Eagles win 24-21 against the Chiefs. I don't know where it came from, but it had the Eagles winning 37-34. There you go. That's the predictions or the theories that are online. You guys let me know what you think. But I think the Eagles are going to win. I prefer it better than the Chiefs. I just want an enjoyable, healthy day of life. And I'm going to make a Super Bowl recipe of chicken hot wings. I'll post a video on my other channel, and then I'll eventually post it on here. But I always do a Super Bowl Raider type recipe during the draft, during the Super Bowl, and I'll have that video for you guys on this channel as well. So here we got some predictions coming in from Tony Raider. 42-28 Eagles. 24-17 Eagles. What did I say? 24-21 Eagles. There we go. Appreciate your feedback. Love it. And reminder, let's see if this website is still working for me to make some prize picks. See if I'm still logged in. All right, guys, let's have a little bit of fun. Are you guys ready? Let me see if I can present it on screen. We talked a little bit about Raiders. We had a good time. Now, let me take off some of the banners that we got on screen. Got all these banners. All right, so I don't gamble that much. I play FanDuel during the fantasy football season, but at most I put down $100 and I play with that, whatever I can afford. And again, there's no sponsor to this video. They're not a sponsor. And you can't really gamble on the games in California, but there's this website where you can gamble on what they do, like whether they score a certain amount of points or yards or, passing touchdowns or whatever. And I played this a couple of times during the season. It's basically a parlay, if you guys know what a parlay is. And you can win up to 6 times your money. Raider Critique has 34-31 to the Eagles. Mud Sharks is like, I ain't watching the Super Bowl. Yeah, you are. um, but yeah, you can make picks and you can win, 2, 3, 4, 5 times your money on this. And not that I've won a lot of money, but I was testing it out and I've spent about $40, maybe no, like 35. And I won like $10 here, making 2 or 3 picks, and $10 there. And I cashed out about $40. I had like 110. I got like $65 left on this account. But I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna make some picks, and I'm gonna go all in, guys. And I want your feedback on. I'm gonna pick 6 things, and I need all 6 to happen in the Super Bowl, and then I will 5x my money. So my $65 or whatever it might be might become like $1,500, and I could really use that money. Again, consider donating, super chat, hitting the like to subscribe, PayPal donations below. Appreciate it. Become a member when I have it. But I want you guys and your honest opinions of what you might think will happen in the Super Bowl, so I can make a semi-educated guess for my predictions. So we moved it to the NFL on screen. They're automatically. Do I have a thing where I can move it up or down? Okay, yeah. Well, they're automatically giving me a free pick, right? So the free pick is for Patrick Mahomes. He only needs 1 yard or more than 0.5 passing yardage, and I win that pick. Doesn't mean I win all the money. I got to make 6 picks that happen. They're giving me a free square. That's probably an automatic lock. He's going to at least get 1 yard passing. Okay? So, I'm going to pick this as my first automatic pick for my entries toward the 6 picks that I'm going to try to make, okay? Where you put in the money to try to win, and my balance is 65. Okay, that's my first pick. I'm pretty sure that's a given. Okay? Do I want to pick from passing yardage or field goals made or rushing yards or kicking points or passing, rushing yards, receiving yards, whatever these things are? Okay, I can now pick in the passing category. I could pick. Let me try to move the screen up more. It's not working correctly. Let me see if I can make the screen a little bit bigger. There we go. Sorry, guys. Now, Jalen Hurts, passing. I don't have to pick this one. I could. I don't think I'm going to. But I could pick whether he scores more than 238.5 passing yardage or below it. You can always pick more or less for these picks. And, of course, I'm going to pick more for Patrick Mahomes in 0.05 yards. But I don't really know if Jalen Hurts will score more than 238 passing yards. I'm not going to pick that one. It doesn't seem like a good bet to make. You could also do the same thing for Patrick Mahomes for over or under 285 passing yards. But why pick that Patrick Mahomes when they're going to give you 1 yard for Patrick Mahomes? This is the better bit. You got 105 hours to get it. Then you can pick a combination of Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts for 526. Over or under these passing yards. I'm not going to mess around with any of those. All right. Now let's go to rushing yardage for players. Here you got a combined score of rushing yardage for Isaiah Pacheco and Miles Sanders over 108 yards total combined for both players. That seems like a lot, but that's at least 55 or 54 rushing yards from each player. Miles Sanders has not been rushing a lot. And you guys let me know, out of the rushing ones that I'm presenting, what you think will happen more or less that I should pick. Because I am going to pick one from the rushing category. Jalen Hurts rushes over 46.5 or under. Patrick Mahomes rushes 18.5 over or under. Miles Sanders 60.5 over or under. I don't like those picks. I'm thinking about the Patrick Mahomes one and the Jalen Hurts one. The Isaiah Pacheco one, he's a good running back, but they use Jerick McKinnon, and the Eagles' defense is good. 48.5, I don't know. This is the one that's interesting for me. Kenneth Gainwell. What did Greg Lear say? Dude, what dude? What dude averages almost 100 yards, Greg? I want to know your opinion. Kenneth Gainwell. They've been using him a lot in the playoffs, more over Miles Sanders. That's from my perspective. I might pick over 21 yards for him. Then there's Boston Scott. So you guys let me know which one out of all of these rushing I should pick. And to be honest with you, my choices personally are Patrick Mahomes going over 18 yards. But again, he has that ankle. Or Kenneth Gainwell going over 21.5. Oh, Greg, you're talking about Jalen Hurts, that he almost has 100 yards every game. You may be right. You may be right. But again, he has an injured shoulder. And in the last playoff game, I don't think he went over 100. I don't think he went over 50 in any of these playoff games. They barely even wanted to let him run the rock up the middle with his hurt shoulder. So I don't know, like 47 yards seems like a lot from my perspective. So you guys let me know, from the Patrick Mahomes over 18 or the Kenneth Gainwell over or under 18. I want to know your guys' pick. You said Kevin? Who's Kevin? Kevin over? Who's Kevin? What's up, Lencho? Thank you, brother. How you been, dude? Lencho's the man. You guys let me know out of all of these that you would pick. Real quickly, just see if anybody would do that. Out of Patrick Mahomes over 18 or Kenneth Gainwell over 21. Jalen Hurts ran for 39 yards and a touchdown in the 49ers game. Okay, yeah. I'm going to look up stats before I officially make my decisions for each category. I'm going to look up the stats, but I'm kind of doing it on the fly with you guys right now. Nobody is giving me an answer. Come on. All right, so I'm going to have to go out on a limb and pick one on my own. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think Patrick Mahomes, with their defense, will score more than 18.5 rushing yards. One big play might be 14, 12, 15 yards, and another play might be 6 or 7, and then he'll go over that. So I'm going to predict that Patrick Mahomes goes more than 18.5 yards. Right now, we got receiving yards. Travis Kelce and Goddard over 129. Miles Sanders over 4.5 receiving yards. That means he has to catch the ball out of the backfield and gain almost 5 yards, at least once. Breakfast before going to work, Lencho heading to the swing shift. I guess you guys work together. That's awesome. I love it. That looks like a good one, but again, he hasn't caught the ball that much, but he scored a bunch of touchdowns, Miles Sanders. Isaiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon catches the ball more than him. A.J. Brown, will he get over 69.5 receiving yards? Who knows? He should, but will he get under? I don't know. Kelce over 77 or under? I don't know. Devontae Smith over 60? I don't know. Juju over 35? I don't know. With injuries as well. Dallas Goedert over 47.5? I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get the screen to show all of the options, but it's for some reason it's just not moving the way I want it to. See if I can make the screen a little bit bigger somehow. All right, so there's Jerick McKinnon. Now, this is the one that's interesting to me. Jerick McKinnon, 22.5. 22.5 receiving yards. Oh, thank you for the super chat, brother. P Pistol, is this Pistol 213? I remember him. I love that dude. You are by far my favorite Raider talk, homie. I've been watching you forever. I loved your Mikey's pregame fix videos. Hope you are doing well, and I wish you all the success you deserve. God bless. Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That makes me feel well. I don't have editing software, and my computer doesn't do so well with editing software nowadays. So until I can get that figured out, I haven't been able to really edit a lot. That's why I almost do everything live because I cannot edit, and I really don't have the health or the time to edit all the time. But that was Mikey's pregame fix with editing. But thank you, man. I love you, brother. God bless and thank you. So this is they got Marquez Valdez Scanding for over 35, Quez Watkins for over 15 or under, Noah Gray, Kenneth Gainwell. So this is the one that interests me. Kenneth Gainwell over 12 and a half receiving yards. I think he's caught the ball 4 or 5 times in every playoff game this season, Kenneth Gainwell. And he's ran the ball a few times as well. And I think he has like 15 or more yards in every game this season in the playoffs. So they're using him a lot. So this one seems very interesting to me. Jerick McKinnon, this one as well. He gets used a lot and he catches the ball a lot. But with him, he has to go 22 and a half or more or less. And I would predict he might do more because he's caught the ball a bunch in the playoffs. And he probably has like 30 yards in every game. At least 15 or 20 with Kenneth Gainwell. Then you got Kadarius Toney or Judson Watson. But to be quite honest with you guys, this looks like the best option. Kenneth Gainwell. Again, I'm going to have to go over stats before I officially pick the more or the less for some of these. But I'm going to pick Kenneth Gainwell. What do you think about that, man? What do you guys think about that pick? So now, if I just do the 3 pick, I think I can double or triple my money or something like that. But I'm going to pick 6 in the parlay. You're the best, Mikey. I love your conspiracies like myself. I've been deep in them into them for years. I've seen most of the other Raider content guys saying bad stuff about people who see things differently. Exactly. It's just the sheep of the world that don't want to accept anything different than the mainstream. Thank you. What a cool name. Narmarsh Thrash. But you have the Illuminati sign in your photo. Or the 666. Look at it. It's not the official one, but Kenneth Gainwell over 12 and a half receiving. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do as well. So that's the one I picked out of all of these that I think might hit. All right. Now let's go to receiving touchdowns. This is the other one that sparked my interest as a pick. Travis Kelce, 1 touchdown at least in the game. He seems to have 1 touchdown in every game. It feels that way. I have to look at the stats. These are the only options they give me. But do you see Travis Kelce getting a touchdown catch in the game? At least over a half a touchdown to win this pick for me. Do you guys think this is a good pick for Travis Kelce? Okay. I think it is. And you know he's going to be featured in the Super Bowl game. What do you say? It's from a band called King Crimson. He's definitely doing some weird hand gesture. I got to check him out. So I think more than likely Travis Kelce will have a touchdown. I know the defense is going to covet him, try to stop him, but it seems like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, no matter what, they game plan for Kelce, and he's going to be a storyline, and he's going to get a touchdown somehow. I feel it in my gut, like that'll be the thing. So right now, I got 4 picks that I think are pretty interesting, guys. Pretty interesting, right? Now I got two more to pick that are pretty interesting on this prize picks. You guys let me know what you think. Here's another one on the I have to I could go with receptions, AJ Brown over 5 or under 5. You guys let me know. Travis Kelce over 7 or under 7. Devontae over 5, under 5 for receptions for Marquez. Jerick McKinnon. And then here's another one that piques my interest. This one goes along with the Kenneth Gainwell, the one that I picked that he gets over 12 and a half receiving yards. Is that Kenneth Gainwell, in order to get those 15 yards, he's going to have to catch the ball once or twice. So this means he has to get 2 receptions. And if I'm going to pick Kenneth Gainwell to go over 12 and a half yards, is he going to do that with 2 receptions or less? I believe he's going to do it with 2 or more. So I really, really like this pick as well with Kenneth Gainwell. I could also say the same thing about Jerick McKinnon. He's caught in like 3 or 4 in every game with Patrick Mahomes dropping it off in every playoff game. And I'm pretty sure I could pick Kenneth Gainwell again on this website. I kind of like this 1.5 for Kenneth Gainwell. If they feature Miles Sanders more than Kenneth Gainwell, and they only played Kenneth Gainwell during the playoffs so the team can prepare for Kenneth Gainwell, then they feature Miles Sanders more. That could be the gameplay for the Eagles. But I do believe Kenneth Gainwell has been playing good enough to get 2 receptions. So I'm going to put Kenneth Gainwell there, guys, as my 5th pick. Okay, now I could go with pass touchdowns for quarterbacks, and I can go with field goals made and blah, blah, blah. But this is the one that really piques my interest. I have 2 of them on the defensive side of the ball for my last final pick. Raiders quarterback number 12. You're praying for Aaron Rodgers. I got you, Paul. Josh Sweat, a tackle for loss. And again, here's what I don't know on this website. Is a sack a tackle for loss? Is it a sack and a tackle for loss? Is it both combined? Or is it just a sack and not a tackle for loss? Because a sack already implies that they lost yardage in a tackle. So I got to look into that rule. But these are the tackle for loss. Josh Sweat against Mahomes will get 1 more or less. Chris Jones against Jalen Hurts will get a tackle for loss. That can mean on a running back as well. Doesn't mean the quarterback. It means a running back in the backfield, a wide receiver on an RPO, whatever. Tackle for loss, a loss of yardage, a half a yard, whatever. Chris Jones in the backfield, Frank Clark, Javon Hargrave, or Willie Gay. Here's the one that I'm thinking about against the Eagles. I'm thinking Chris Jones has been a beast in the tackle for loss category in the playoffs. He's had at least 2 a game or more than 1, as I was looking at the stats a little earlier. So I could go with that one, or I could go with Josh Sweat, who's been having a good playoff, or even Frank Clark, who's on the edge for a tackle for loss. Then there's also this stat, 4th down conversion allowed on defense. This is interesting, guys. So will the Eagles give up a 4th down conversion? Will the Chiefs go for a 4th down on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 4? The Chiefs have went for a 4th down the last 2 games, and they've gotten it, whether it would be help from the referees or whatever. They've gotten it. So will the Eagles defense allow a 4th down conversion, allow it to the Chiefs? So just one time they have to allow it. Then the Chiefs have to allow a fourth down conversion to the Eagles, who almost always go for it on fourth down, depending on the yardage situation. But they have to give up one or more. They have to allow it. So you guys let me know from those two picks of tackle for loss or fourth down conversion, which one you would do. I will read the comments later as well before the game. For now, guys, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think that there's going to be a fourth down converted by one of the teams. And I think it'll be the Eagles that will convert a fourth down. I think the Eagles will convert a fourth down against the Chiefs. So that's why I'm going to technically pick up the Chiefs defense giving up a fourth down to the Eagles offense. That's why I'm going to pick that one. So, as you can see if I can get it completely on screen for everybody. As we just spoke about, I have Patrick Mahomes for more than 0.5 passing yardage. I have Patrick Mahomes for more than 18.5 rushing yards. I got Kenneth Gainwell for more than 12.5 receiving yards. Travis Kelce for more than half a touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell for more than 1.5 receptions. Then I got the Chiefs giving up one or more of a fourth down conversion to the Eagles. Then I have a balance. See, if I bet 20, I'll win 500. But I have a balance of 65. So if I put on the entire $65, if all of these things happen, I win $1,625. If all of these things happen, once I place the entry, I win $1,600, guys. I'm going for the big win, but I'm not going to place that entry just yet. I'm going to look into a couple of more stats when I got the time later today. And Vettel, I know you're online and you like to, make picks with me. Maybe we can do this together. Like we need to get on a text message and we can do it together and you can make some picks on prize picks for the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to do it, Paul. But there's a couple of the things I want to check. I want to check the Patrick Mahomes rushing yardage during the playoffs and the Kenneth Gainwell catches and the Travis Kelce catches in the playoffs for the past 5 years or whatever they've been in the playoffs or whatever. I want to look into it. But I'm hoping to win that $1,600. I could surely use it. That would save me and pay my rent and my bills for 1 month. And I'm hoping to do it. You guys let me know your thoughts on any of the picks that I put, whether you agree, you don't, who you would pick or who you wouldn't. But I enjoy prize picks. Check it out. They got they're not sponsoring the video, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to put in $65. And if you want to donate for me to make it $100 pick, maybe I can win $2,000. Consider donating on my Venmo, my PayPal, or whatever, and maybe I can put it towards this pick. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We've been online 2 hours. I'm going to get the rest of my day started in other avenues. Let me get this off screen. Let me tell you guys, thank you guys for chiming in to this Raider Football Talk, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Hangout update. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. My other YouTube channel with updated videos and memberships is online. Click on the link. Support your boy. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for being there for me. Have a beautiful, Tuesday? And go out and watch The Fabelmans, man, or rent The Fabelmans, man. It was a great movie. I have a review on my other channel. Have a good week. Yeah, I'll probably have another video on this Raider channel in the next couple days. I'm trying to make videos every day or every other day. Try to make a couple bucks. Appreciate y'all. Let me know what you want me to talk about in the coming days. Maybe I can get a Mondays with Mikey and Murph going, depending on my health. The next week, maybe after the Super Bowl. I don't know. Love you guys. God bless. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.